Why TikTok is more dangerous than you think. You don't remember when you opened TikTok. Maybe it was during a break. Maybe it was the first thing you reached for in the morning. Maybe it was in line at the store, between classes, or at 1 a.m. when you couldn't sleep. But the moment you opened it, you disappeared. A fast-cut joke, a trending dance, a tragic story, a hot take, a tutorial, a song, an ad, a face, another face, a face with filters. Each video is a pebble, but together, they become a landslide of stimulus. And before you even notice the slope, you're under it. That's the magic and the danger of TikTok. It doesn't force you to stay. It just makes it really, really easy not to leave. It's not violent. It's not scary. It doesn't even feel wrong. In fact, it feels soft, gentle, addictive in the friendliest possible way. But the softest traps are the hardest to escape. Most social media apps need time to learn who you are. You have to like pages, follow friends, train the feed manually. TikTok skips all that. It doesn't ask who you are. It studies you. It measures how long you pause, how quickly you swipe, what you rewatch, what you skip, what you hover over for just a second too long, what you let play until the end, what makes you laugh, what makes you angry, what keeps you awake at night. It builds a psychological profile of you, not based on what you say, but on how you behave. It doesn't need to know your politics. It already knows what type of content can shape them. This is the most advanced behavior tracking engine ever placed in the hands of the public, and it's disguised as a feed of silly videos. Every time you open the app, it gets smarter, and every time it gets smarter, you get more predictable. Let's talk about what TikTok does to your brain. You're training your attention to live on a treadmill. Every few seconds, a new face, a new sound, a new edit, a new emotion. No time to think, no time to reflect, no time to breathe. TikTok creates a rhythm. Scroll, pause, react, scroll. And the more you consume, the more your brain demands that rhythm everywhere. This is why reading a book feels harder. This is why you can't finish a movie. This is why quiet moments feel uncomfortable now. It's not that you're broken. It's that your brain has been rewired to reject depth. And that doesn't just affect your ability to consume content. It affects how you work, how you love, how you make decisions. If you can't focus, you can't lead. If you can't pause, you can't think. And if you can't tolerate boredom, you'll never build anything meaningful. We're not just talking about attention anymore. We're talking about your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs. TikTok doesn't give you time to explore your opinions. It gives you ready-made reactions. This is outrageous. This is hilarious. This is cringe. This is sad. And you start repeating them, mimicking them, thinking in shortcuts. Eventually, you're not forming beliefs. You're just recycling feelings. But feelings without context are dangerous. You see a 15-second clip of someone doing something terrible, and your blood boils. You scroll down and someone's mocking them. Then someone defends them. Then someone spins it into a trend. Before you know it, you've picked a side, felt moral superiority, and shared your judgment, without even knowing the full story. That's not social commentary. That's algorithmic outrage farming. And it works because your brain wants to belong. TikTok doesn't just serve you what you want to see. It shapes what you think you should feel. What happens when an entire generation grows up inside this machine? When their humor, their fashion, their slang, their values are shaped by what performs well in 15-second bursts? We get a culture of performance. We get people doing good things, not because they're good, but because they're viral worthy. We get curated grief, curated activism, curated authenticity. Everything becomes content. Every moment becomes branding. Even real pain gets stylized, filtered, packaged. And when everyone's performing, nobody knows what's real anymore. We all become mirrors of each other, trapped in an endless feedback loop of what's trending. This isn't just superficial. It goes deep. It changes how we see ourselves, how we value each other, how we define success, how we connect or fail to. Let's talk about your nervous system, the part of you that governs your stress, rest, emotions, and focus. TikTok is an emotional roller coaster with no seatbelts. One second you're laughing, the next you're crying, the next you're furious, then you're numb, then you scroll again. That's not entertainment. That's trauma disguised as content. And over time, your body begins to protect itself. It stops feeling things deeply. It goes into fight or flight more often. It becomes jumpy, dissociated, anxious, depressed. You may not realize it's the app, but your nervous system does. You weren't made to feel this much, this fast, with no time to process. So what do? Do we delete the app forever? Maybe, maybe not. But this isn't about digital purism. It's about digital consciousness. It starts with noticing how often you open it, why you open it, what it does to your mood, your thoughts, your self-talk. Awareness isn't the end, it's the beginning. After that, you retrain your mind. Let boredom in. Read something slowly. Practice stillness. Watch something long and difficult and stay with it. Listen to someone talk without skipping. These things feel hard because they are healing you. You're not lazy, you're just detoxing. Everyone's worried about China. And sure, that's a conversation worth having. But the real danger of TikTok isn't who owns it. It's what it does to you, right now, today, from your own hand in your own room. It teaches you to fragment your attention. It teaches you to crave stimulation. It teaches you to perform instead of exist. And most of all, it teaches you to be okay with all of it. The longer you use it without awareness, the harder it becomes to remember what life felt like before the scroll. But you can reclaim it. Every time you close the app and choose stillness instead, you remind your brain, I'm not just a consumer, I'm a human being. And that one act of resistance, it's how we take ourselves back.